Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari.
You are looking live at Sebring International Raceway, Sebring, Florida. It's the opening round of the Summer Open LATAM GP action. My name's Jamie Maudsley, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Jordan Maudsley. Qualifying just underway right now, and welcome to another season of LATAM action.
Following now, RJ Lopez, a newcomer to the scene. This season's going to be a little different than last season. We have two separate classes, GT3s and GTEs. Following Alex Trebor now led the points through the majority of last season, then had some bad luck the last couple of races to wind up with a top 5 finish in the season overall. He's going to pull it to a stop under the Chevrolet sign. He holds the pole right now with a minute 56.4. Everybody else on the clock won. Salazar, your championship from the summer season, your champion from the summer season. Bringing his lap to a close here.
You can't touch Trevor's lap at 156.4. As you see, we are under the night skies here in Central Florida. Juan Salazar looks like he's cooking his second lap right now. As qualifying starting to run down here. A bunch of times have been posted. Alex Trebor, your quick qualified. Fernando Jaquez, number 2. Then it's Brian Polanco in the 3 spot right now as they run.
Salazar moves up to 3rd there.
So you see Sanchez, the number 1 qualifier so far in the GT3 class. There's Ray Dominguez from Pennsylvania in the 24 machine. There's his way towards the start-finish line now. Here's a guy on a flyer, Roberto Carbajal, heading down to the hairpin. Tough right-hand corner here. Qualifying just wrapping down, about a minute and a half left for these guys to rip off their best 2 laps. Carbajal now working through one of the tough right-handers. You see the 24 machine. Curry And just watching the board, looks like JP Alfonso, he disappeared. Maybe was having a little connection problems. But he's back and he's on the clock right now. Mercedes goes 11 quick in the GTE class.
So far atop the GTEs, Trevor, Jaquez, and Salazar a strong front three. As we're about 10 seconds away from setting our grid.
JP Alfonso, is he going to get a lap in? We'll see. There's Artie Mercedes. And it doesn't look like Alfonso was able to trip the scales. A few of them didn't qualify, including Zach Sternhagen, not able to take a full lap. And those guys will be starting deep in the grid. So a heck of a field of cars here tonight. As we get set for round one here at Sebring.
To set the grid for you here for the GTE cars, Alex Trevor, Jaquez, Salazar, Polanco, and Campbell rounding out the top five, followed by Grullian, Puig, Vizcarra, Sharp, Ayers, Mercedes, James, Dominguez, White, Hot Rod, and Carbelgel, with Brian Long bringing up the rear there.
So we'll welcome in our number one qualifier, driver of the number 50 machine, making a move from the GT3 up to the GTE class. Alex Trevor, welcome to the broadcast, my friend.
Guys, good to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, but looks like you picked up right where you left off.
Yeah, I've actually never driven the Porsche before, and so figured I'd step up. Running some GTE stuff in some other leagues with my team, so try something different.
And what do you think about this place at night?
I mean, Sebring, come on, guys.
Good stuff.
One of the best tracks to run at night. It's so awesome.
Good stuff, Alex Trevor, your pole sitter for the GTE class. We'll welcome in Christian Sanchez, number one qualifier for the GT3 class. Hey, good run for you. Christian, do you have us?
Moisés, respóndele tú ahí.
You're the fast qualifier, pole position.
Thank you.
How's your car?
Lamborghini.
And do you like this track?
Yeah, I like it.
Good stuff, Carlos Sanchez. Well, congratulations on winning the pole for the GT3 division, and good luck in the race here tonight.
Thank you, boss.
And now we'll welcome in Michael Diaz into the broadcast booth. Michael, second quick qualifier in the GTE. And are you all set here tonight?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. I tried something with the setup during quali. Didn't really work out, so I just put what I had back and see what we could do.
What's going to be the secrets to getting around this place here tonight?
Just keep it clean. It's really dark out here today. And then, just like I said, keep it on track and then let the GTE by safely. I think if we get a clean race, then we could maybe go for the win or hopefully a podium.
What's your racing background, Michael? Have you done any in real life at all?
Most I've done is indoor karting. That's about it, man.
Do you have a favorite racetrack?
North Life.
Right on. Unless you pull off the win tonight, in which case we'll change that answer to Sebring, right?
I like this track a lot, but North Life will always be my number one, man.
Michael Diaz rolling out second here tonight. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks, man.
So the field's set. A couple of the drivers, we had them for a chance in the chat. And it looks like still about half a lap away from taking the green flag. So we'll bring one more driver into the booth. Juan Salazar. Juan, third quick in qualifying, and you're the defending champ, man. A lot riding on tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I had a little bit of issues with the setups. I don't think my setup is as good as I would want it, but I'm happy with third. That's good.
Now you're from the Miami area, so this is like a home track for you, right?
Yeah, I don't live too far from here. A couple hours.
And what have you learned from all the time you spent watching cars go around here in real life?
Well, I haven't been to this track in real life, Jamie, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Not yet. I've been to Daytona a bunch and Homestead, but not Sebring. I want to go though.
Any different strategy here racing at night than during the day?
You know, yeah, try to seal the corners. That's gonna be the real challenge. It's real dark right now, so if you're around all the cars, it's fine. But if you're by yourself, it's pretty challenging.
Good stuff. Well, we'll let you get going your straightaway away. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Jamie.
That was Juan Salazar again, defending series champ. As they get set to go.
And good to note, Juan Salazar is the only car in the top 6 not driving a Porsche. He's driving that BMW, lining up in third as they come out of the final corner to come take the green flag.
Green is in the air. We're watching Trevor. And Jacquez is getting after it down in the water. Trevor on the brake. Tough left-hander. And then they'll make their way down to the kink, which is known as turn 2, and into turn 3, otherwise known as Christopher. As we take a lap here around Sebring. Impressive field of GTE and GT3 cars. 34 in all here this evening, I believe. Made the cut. Oh, we got one around. Looks like Campbell in the 03 machine, and that's going to cost him. All by himself. He's back up and rolling now, but it cost him a lot of positions. It's Trevor leading Jacquez and Salazar. Actually, there goes Salazar making a move on Jacquez. Flying the BMW banner amongst a host of Porsches.
Following David Sharp now. He's getting flashed out by Dominguez. As we move back into the GT3 cars. They're all bunched up. Coming onto the backstretch here.
It's Patty sitting 15th. That's the yellow and green Porsche. He's chasing Castillo and Walters. Working their way through the turns and onto the Sunset straightaway before one of the most famous courses in motorsports. Long, just full of bumps and jolts. Michael Diaz, driver out of New York, he sits 18th overall and making a bid. Look at these 5 cars, throw a blanket at him, over them. They come out of Sunset, battling for position. And what a tilt it is.
Diaz made a move to the left. I believe he took a look back to the right.
Diaz has got a bunch of cars behind him. An absolute logjam. Diaz there on that replay. Oh, we got one around right behind him.
That's Kohori.
Oh, we got
Oh.
another one going around. Looks like Ian White has already had to make a pit stop.
Trevor was involved in that. He's dropped back to 10th. I believe he was this car sideways up here.
See if we can see what happened. Somebody just missed the brakes. The 33 machine of Ray Dominguez absolutely blew the hairpin.
We've already got a mitt full of cars on pit road. This was Alex Trevor trying to get back out on track.
Trevor got passed by a bunch of drivers. And the champ out front, the Florida Flash in the BMW. Christian Vaquera in that Porsche sits fifth. Here's Donnie Hot Rod mixing it up back in GT3. How about the Hot Rod? In 6 starts in the Spring Series, he sold a total, tallied a grand total of 0 points. But he's making a run here now, up to 16th. He gets by Lockwood. Now as he comes out of turn 5, heads down towards the hairpin. We'll see if he can reel in Carabello in the Lamborghini. Johnny York driving that Porsche. There's Luis Grillion. A little worrisome action through the hairpin. It's got Jose Puig breathing down his neck now. We'll see what Puig can do.
And if you want to take a look, we've got 4 or 5 cars here that are all sorts of bunched up, and Salazar is looking at that in the rear view and just stepping away. He's got a 4-second lead already. That's brilliant all over the back bumper is Jaquez. He's feeling the pressure out back from Puig.
So it looks like Alex Trevor in the pits. Ian White some problems. He's in the pits. Tavares pit side as well. Kevin Ayers, Christian Sanchez. A lot in the boneyard right now. Luis Grillion running third and trying to make a move on Fernando Jaquez in the Red Bull Porsche.
He looks to the right. Can't quite get enough out of this corner. He's back to the left, the crossover.
2 Red Bull cars coming into Christensen together. I don't think they're officially teammates, they just drink the same beverages. And tall boys, I heard. Jaquez and Grillion now working down towards the hairpin. All this is happening 4.1 seconds behind your leader, Juan Salazar. There's Vaquera, the only Peruvian driver. He's sitting 4th. Playing kitty by the door, just watching this battle in front of him. There's Sternhagen and Alfonso, 2 of the drivers from our Spring Series. Putting on a good battle right now in GT3. And now back up front, Vizquera. He has got by Puig, so Cara up into 4th and trying to run down those other drivers. There's Jose Puig from Florida. Puig had a solid 7th place finish in points in the Spring Series. Oh, problems for Donnie York deep in the pack. He's had enough.
Jose Puig sitting here in the chase behind these front 3. Off to the left there, that was brilliant. He drops to the back. He drops back to 7th. That leaves Vaquera. Leading Puig and Jaquez. 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Move back to Brilliant. He's in a pack of cars now. had an off coming out of the last corner. And he's going to have some work to do now. As Vizcarra just went past Puig for second. He's now chasing Salazar. Back here in the pack, Luis Brilliant. Still trying to work ninth. Dives to the outside.
He's obviously had an off because he was right up there.
Second. Went off in turn 17.
Right on ninth in points. Despite only running 3 of the 6 races in the sprint series, a third, a fifth, and a fourth. So he is fast up into 8th right now. Going to work on Mercedes. Audrey Mercedes Pilar in 7th. Right behind Dominguez. Dominguez in that BMW just leading the way on this battle. And it is a good scramble. 4 cars. Dominguez, Mercedes, Grillion. And looks like Brian Palenko has come up to join this battle in his Porsche. They work down Sunset straightaway.
And we haven't checked back in a while, but in the GT3s, Walter leads Diaz and Carbello, and they're about a second and a half apart each. They've stretched it out as the front 3. Watch this pack of 4 come across the stripe. Mercedes, Grillion. Campbell's in there. They're all over the place, trying to go 3 wide here.
Get through Christensen. And now down towards the safety pit. This is all happening now 5.6 seconds behind your leader. Gotta be feeling pretty good if you are Juan Salazar right now, a comfortable lead.
Yeah, this is the battle, I believe, 5th to about 9th. As they all run nose to tail through the tail end of this track. We move back to the battle in the front of GT3. Martin Walters leading this class with Diaz hot on his heels. Carbello putting pressure on as a 3rd.
Work through the tower turn. This is Carbello. 14th overall. And Anton Senna. They work through Bishop and now into the Le Mans section. Running down Sunset straightaway towards the sunset. Right on board. Luis Carbello. He's at 3rd right now. This is for position. Him, those 2 cars in front of him. Walters and Diaz. It's that time of the night for the little LATA trivia. So that's what Sebring. I think we go with a Sebring question tonight. Only one driver in the 12-hour Sebring historic race has ever been victorious 6 times. 2-part question. First part, which should tell me who he is, and I'll give you a hint. Corners of the track is named after him. And the second part to the question, he won 5 championships driving an Audi, which probably just gave it away. But in his 6th win at Sebring, what was he driving? So we'll leave that with me. Get back to the action here. Come back to that question in a bit. There's Brian Polanco. Problems for that machine. He's getting up and rolling now. Looks like coming out of sunset. Yeah, it looks like Polanco hit that wall. And he's got some serious problems. You notice a very bumpy surface here at Sebring. Racetrack opened in 1950 as we've got a challenge. This is for the lead, folks. In GT3, Diaz leading Carabello and Walters. 45-minute race closing in on the 15-minute mark. Sebring first held races in 1950. World War II training base. Sun's converted into the racetrack, so you'll notice that. Oh, this place looks like runways. Well, that's because it is. It's a functioning airport. Actually have an open runway. Carabello now on board. We've got some action happening out front. Juan Salazar had a healthy 4+ second lead. It's been trimmed down in half as McCarran goes after him. So we'll keep our eyes on that one as well. And so far, McCarran fastest lap of the session at 1:57.6. So he could have the pace to rear in the full flash Juan Salazar. There's Fernando Jaquez running third and chasing Vizcarra.
I think Salazar might be saving here because even Jaquez was pulling him in. He brought that 5.5 second lead down to about 2.5 before he was overtaken for second as these two run nose to tail, second, third here through sunset and back to the stripe.
Polanco in the pits getting repairs, as is starting out. Now here's Jaquez in third. Now pressing Vizcarra for that runner-up spot as they work down into Christensen. Very close to the racetrack. We had a change in lead. GT3, the battle's going on right now. I believe Carabello did get by Diaz briefly, but Diaz got him back. Now Carabello under braking. How about this? Carabello taking that Porsche, trying to take it to the front. Oh, contact! The Lambo gets into Carabello. Diaz and Carabello swapping paint. I think they both got donuts on the side of that car. Some good, hard GT3 racing. This is for the lead. Still only 17 minutes in. We haven't even reached halfway yet. Carabello right on the heels of Diaz with Walters tucked into their back pocket.
Dominguez just had a big off. He drops to the back of the field. Mystery driver Sim Racing, he's done for the evening. We're down to about 25 cars left on the track out of the 33 that started. As we follow this battle, Carabello all over the back bumper of Diaz.
You think Carabello's working those brakes? Absolutely carry red. And that Lambo. And can you tell the Porsche just came out with a new GT3 car? As you see, it's just a row of Porsches at the front. Again, split by this one Lambo. Dax Sternhagen also in a Lambo, and he's just about an ankle long pass. Carabella going to make another attempt down the end of Sunset straightaway into Sunset corner. And the Lambo will get it done. We've got a new leader.
The
But wait,
Porsche looking to fight back on the right side here. See if he gets enough of a run down this straightaway. And it looks like Carabella's going to safely hold on to the lead into 1 for now.
I wonder if Walters just dropped back to watch that to make sure nothing was going funky.
Fire coming out of that Porsche. Out of turn 1 there. As they follow nose to tail now. All up on those curves. They move into the second section of this track.
Swinging down towards the hairpin. Probably the hardest braking point on this course. 150 miles an hour down to above 50. Oh, we got one around.
Walters around.
Tough break. Took him right out of the picture. He's going to slide back to, I believe, 5th in class now. And how about Pueblo, our producer, got the replay on this one? We'll see Walters in the 78 from 3rd. Yeah, you can see by the time the nose dove on that car, he was in too deep. And around it went. Tough break for Walters, who was running 3rd in class. Luckily, it looks like it only cost the 1 spot. But the lead battle still on high. Carabello Diaz, Carabello in the Lambo, Diaz in that Falcon paint scheme Porsche.
They run nose to tail. Diaz appears he is taking every chance he can get to strike for this lead here. They dive into Sunset. Diaz drives it a little deeper. See if he can get the run down the front straightaway. He looks to the right side. And we move back to Andrew Hewitt now. Running 21st. He's right behind Sternhagen. This is the battle to stay inside the top 20.
Andrew Hewitt from Katy, Texas. And that number 13 machine. 10th in class right now. He ran back in the spring, had a 10th place finish in points.
I believe Brian Long was just the first car to make their scheduled pit stop. He comes back out 17th overall. Followed Hewitt running 20th. Move over to Artie Mercedes. He's running 7th overall here. Just made a pass on Jose Puig on and off. Moving up to Campo. He's following David Sharp. He takes a look to the right side. Gonna have position going through Sunset. He'll pick up that spot, move into 5th. Front straightaway here. He's got a ways to work to find his next car. Sharp back here in 6th now.
Over through turn 1, down towards Christensen. Looks like Alex Vasquez and off. And Shipson Racing Machine.
Jose Puig down pit road. He's making his scheduled stop here. Should be looking to see everybody else come in the next lap or two.
Through that time, with 50% fuel, you can only run about a half an hour. So definitely within the next 2 or 3 laps, we should see everybody in pit road. He has the Viscara right in his back pocket right now. So The Florida Flash trying to work through lap traffic right now as they come out onto Sunset, and it could cost them the lead. There's a Ferrari in front of them. And Salazar able to get by, but here comes the challenge to the inside. Vizcarra for the overall lead. GT3 lead on the line. Heading into Sunset. How about this? Side by side through Sunset.
Somehow Salazar sticks with him on the outside. He's going to have the edge going down the front straightaway. Vizcarra going to duck in line. He makes a move to the left. He's got position into turn 1, but Salazar just too far ahead. Takes a 2-3-4 car length lead coming out of 1. As they move into 2, Vizcarra has to make sure he's got him in sight. But, I mean, pit stops create errors. We saw that a lot last season. There's so many mistakes to be made. You just can't be the one to make them right now. He's going to sit within striking distance, those 6/10 back.
An early contender, Jose Puig, he has been on pit road for a while, so must have had some damage done to that 28 machine. Andrew Hewitt out of the pits now. Vizcarra trying to figure out a way by Juan Salazar. This is all happening about 6.5 seconds ahead of Fernando Jaquez. And it's another 6.3 back to Luis Grillion. Looks like that battle for fourth, Grillion and Campbell going at it. Tyler Campbell in the Porsche from Seattle, Washington. We saw him make the move on Sharp, and he has quickly reeled in Luis Grillion.
They run nose to tail. Onto the last straightaway. For Sunset here. This again, the battle for third place. Quite a few seconds behind. Salazar dives down pit lane. And Vizcarra is going to have one lap of free track here as these two move through Sunset. Campbell, Christensen, looks like they made contact, and there might be some damage to that Campbell car. He's smoking coming on the pit road. Sharp, Mercedes, all down pit road. Salazar is coming to the end right now.
So can Salazar have a hot out lap? Or will Vizcarra be able to jump him on the pit stop? See what happens here. Vizcarra. My guess is we're going to see him come bring that Porsche to pit road this time. I'll go back to Diaz. Even Carabella have not made their stops yet. As Diaz running second, Carabella in first on GT3, 5th and 6th overall. Again, those two have not made their pit stops, and they have ran right with each other since the drop of the green silver. Lockwood and Walters now to pit road. As well as Artie Mercedes. And how about Moise Carabello? Started 21st up to 5th now. He hasn't made his pit stop yet, but still a good run for the leader of the class, Carabello, who started all the way back in 21st. JP Alfonso, RJ Lopez, both into the pits. There you see Diaz's car. Looks like he's on the run from like a cop helicopter or something.
Vizcarra just ducked down pit road. Coming into that, he had about a 36-second lead on Salazar. Obviously, Grillion and Jaquez are in between them two. Grillion and Jaquez just ducked down pit road.
Love
Watching
that overhead
Grillion.
view from the chopper. Or from the chopper, it looked cool. Grillion on pit lane, Viscara on pit lane, Jaquez on pit lane, and all eyes now on the Florida Flash. He's coming down the front stretch right now. And Juan Salazar. Ooh. Problems on Salazar. He actually dropped the wheel on the right.
Still looking at about a 2-second lead over Viscara. The top 5 have pitted now as Curbella and Diaz both duck down pit lane.
Now we're looking at pit stop times from the last pit stop. And I am going to go out on a limb right now and say Luis Grillion is going to be in some trouble. He was on pit road for less than 10 seconds. Everybody else was 13 or more. So did Grillion get enough fuel in that car?
We saw this happen last season with Alex Trebor. He didn't take enough gas, and that was the beginning of the end for his championship hopes. We watched Brian Long. He bounces it off the wall coming out of Sunset. I've hit that one once or twice. Comes up on you quick.
Tends not to give either.
Back to Anthony James here. He's got quite the kink in that spoiler. That car is seasoned. We now watch Diaz. He's still hot on the heels of Carabello, who leads the GT3s. They run 7th, 8th overall, with Mercedes and Long right behind them, battling for position in GTE.
Everybody's made their pit stops now. Some have made multiple pit stops. Been a tough night if you are a body man. We got a lot of guys out here this evening.
News is Donnie Hot Rod brought the crew we took to the Green Hell. Back in the pack now, Diaz still behind Carabello. They're about a half a second apart. This battle's been going on all night. We move back to Lockwood, who is on the heels of Brian Long.
In BMW, Lockwood in Porsche. They're different classes. Lockwood actually third overall in GT3. Is a Lockwood from the Dominican Republic in the 19 machine. A good solid outing here for night number 1. The LA GP Spring Open Summer Series. And now the pit stops have wrapped up. We'll touch base on that trivia question again. Who has won the most races? In terms of 12 hours of Sebring here at Sebring, and they named the corner after him. It was, of course, Tom Christensen. That is the answer. 5 wins with Audi through the 2000s and 2010s. His first win, though, actually came in a BMW.
Still, the closest battle on the track, Diaz behind Carabello. They move on to this long back straightaway. There's only one car between them and third in class, Lockwood and Walters, running 3-4 in the GT3s.
There's the view out in front of Diaz's car as he comes up on Carabella, just 0.8 of a second back. This is the battle for the lead in GT3. Next week it's off to Spa. We'll do the Seika after that. A trip to the Red Bull Ring. The Nürburgring. And wrapping things up. And Daytona Beach, our second stop in Florida on the summer tour. As we head to the World Center of Speed. We'll take on the Daytona Road Course. And that battle for GT3 is still going on right now. Moses Carabella and Michael Diaz. Their best lap times within about 0.8 of a second of each other. There's your leader in the 808, Juan Salazar. JP Alfonso, the JP Alfonso studio machine. From Gwinnett, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, professional tattoo artist. I don't have much ink, but he does do some cool work, I will tell you that. Working his way out of Sunset, a very talented designer, a very talented tattoo artist, and hey, not a bad iRacer either. JP Alfonso, 16th right now. 7th in class. He's a long way to go to catch the next guy for position. But not the biggest thing he's got to be worried about is behind him, Jack Sternhagen. Here's Ian White out of Kingston, Ontario, making his LATAM debut. Driving the Porsche GTE car. Ian's had a tough night of it here in his debut. As he has quite a few laps down to the leader. Sitting 27th right now. Kevin Ayers in the 8 machine from Raleigh, North Carolina. Also had some bad luck here this evening. Spent considerable time on pit road. He finds himself in 24th. Kevin was a competitor in the spring season. Ended up finishing 5th in points. 6th place finish and a couple, 3 7th place finishes for Kevin. The 8 machine now working his way to the front part of the course now. Fernando Jacques in the 26th machine. He was fast in our spring series. Ended up finishing 3rd. Despite missing a race. 22nd at Daytona, then he went on a tear. 2nd at Spa. 2nd at Brazil. Before finishing things up with a 6th at Coda. Running 5th here tonight, so a good start to the season. Got David Sharp about 19 seconds out back. And he's 6 seconds behind Tyler Campbell.
Good news is with all that flashing, Campbell knows he is on his way. We move back to Sharp. He's right in front of the leader of the GT3s, Carabello, who has stretched out a lead over Diaz, about 1.5 seconds there.
That's the biggest gap we've seen in GT3 all night. 7 minutes left to go this time by. 19 laps into this one. We should end up doing 26, maybe 27 at the most. working out through Le Mans and now out onto the Sunset Straightaway. David Sharp running 6th here this evening. He's a competitor with us in the spring. Sharp on 15 points. His best finish of 6th at Road America. Diaz sitting 4th out of New York. Sorry, in the 4, sitting 8, chasing Caravella. Car in front of him, the Lambo, that is the GT3 leader. As we close in on 5 minutes left to go. And all eyes are going to be on that 3rd place car at some point. Did Luis Grillon take enough fuel?
Watching Jorge Apex, as he blows through the hairpin there.
And had a little electrical problem.
In that 33 Lambo, we move back to the battle for first in the GT3s. Watching Diaz as he still tries to chase down that Ferrari of Carabello. With all the Porsches that are running today, Salazar and Carabello are 2 of maybe 8 drivers in this field that are not driving a Porsche, with leading their classes right now.
That Juan Salazar in that BMW, Carabella in the Lambo. Other than that is Porsches everywhere up front. Oh, there's an off. Michael Diaz dropping a wheel.
He's reeled in Carabello quite a bit, though. From about a 1.5 seconds behind, he's cut that almost in half as they make their way through Sunset onto the front straightaway. Is still in the chase, drops another wheel coming out of there. Across the stripe to complete lap 20 with 4 minutes left.
Time ticking down. If Diaz is going to pull off the move, he's got to go get him now. As you can see, the top 18 have only made 1 stop. That would be the ideal situation. If you've made 2 stops, the night's not going your way. And again, still watching Luis Grillon to see what he does in that BMW. Because we know, I don't think he's got enough fuel.
The time will tell. Diaz has reeled in Carabello. 0.2 of a second now. 1 car length split the 2. They run nose to tail. So through the chicane.
This is going to be
spit
good.
onto that 90-degree right-hander onto the backstretch.
This is going to be good. We saw him get physical earlier, Jordan. Rubbing a little sheet metal. You see the damage to the rear of that Lambo. They haven't been shy to mix it up. See what happens here. Well, going. A little over 2 minutes left to go on the timer. Diaz in the Porsche. Chasing Carabella in the Lamborghini. And Diaz is not a run.
Again, we're following this one because up front, Salazar leads by 8 seconds. That was pretty much the story of the series in the second half of the season last year. So we're back here watching these GT3s. Mercedes is about 3/10 behind Diaz here. That comes into play if he happens to make a move. So, and and RD Mercedes as he's going to look to the left.
This is for position overall, but not for positioning class. And this would really hamper Diaz's chance of tracking down your leader, Carabella.
Diaz won't go quietly. He keeps pushing to the right side. He's going to go completely off.
Yeah.
Mercedes pushes through.
Might have been some contact there. Mercedes might have stuck the hip out. You're going to see the replay from a different angle. And you know what? It's tough to tell there. It might have been some netcode issues. It was either contact or netcode, one of the two.
Has essentially, if not ended, made this race very difficult for Diaz to come back from. He's about a second and a half behind Carabello now. Less than a minute to go.
Fading too as he just squawked the tires. Off that left-hander.
He is gaining on Carabello again.
But he's got one car between him and your GT3 leader. Meanwhile, Mercedes looking for 7th place overall. And again, we've seen he's not shy to give the bumper.
Would Carabello be wise to move over right now to win in class?
I say make him pass you. This is for 7th overall. Carabello leading the way. Mercedes now has a good run of BMW. We'll see if he pulls off the pass going into sunset. Carabello slams the door. Now Mercedes takes a peek to the inside. And I believe Carabello just wisely let him go. I would imagine this is going to be the last lap for these guys. Depends on where they pick up our leader. Yeah, our leader now coming down Sunset, Juan Salazar. But we're still watching this battle. This is for 3rd. Grillion and Campbell. Here's Campbell to the outside. And I believe Luis Grillion has just run out of dinosaurs. Get a replay here. Campbell and Grillion.
Grillion's still holding on to 4th there. Gets across the stripe. He's going to finish up in 4th. Salazar wins it. Vizzacari 2nd. Campbell 3rd. Obviously Grillion 4th. Kez rounds out the top 5. Arabello now. We're going to watch him come to the stripe for the final time. Comes off the Sternhagen straightaway. Onto Sunset. The final time. About a half a second in front of Diaz. We're going to work through Sunset and onto that front straightaway. Oh, and Carabello had to make a block at the last second. Diaz was looking to the left. They're going to wind up finishing 8th, 9th overall, 1st and 2nd in class. And then Diaz launched Carabello about 40 feet in the air after the start-finish line. Potentially some hurt feelings from the contact earlier on in the race. The rest of the field is coming back to the stripe. 2, maybe 3 cars left on the circuit right now. And then come out of Sunset. And that'll finish round 1 here in Sebring. We're here with Juan Salazar, your overall winner of this race. Juan, you got us?
I got you.
That was some excellent driving. I mean, started third, had to work your way through there. How do you think you did tonight?
I wasn't so happy with the quali, but it worked out. Just kept it on the track, kept it clean, and yeah, it worked.
You guys were really close coming to your pit stops. Obviously, you came in first. Was that a strategy play just to get in first and get out of his way, or?
Yeah. So before the straightaway, there was a GT3 car that we were lapping, and I think it was Christian. He took advantage of that and passed me right there. So I had about 2.5 gallons of fuel left. You know what I mean? He had just passed me, so I went for the undercut, and it worked.
Well, you ran a heck of a race tonight. Great job, Juan Salazar, and it was a solid start to the season.
Thanks, Jordan.
Welcome in our second place finisher, Christian Vizcarra. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Fine, fine. A great race for everyone. Thank you, Latam GP.
You were fast tonight. Tell us about getting around Sebring.
Yeah, my quality wasn't right. I started at 7th position, but I tried to catch the guys in front of me, expecting some mistakes from them. Hopefully, I drive safety and then I can get second place.
Hey, for your first time with our series, first of all, congratulations, a great run. You got your work cut out for catching that Juan Salazar guy though. He's pretty fast.
Yeah, they're very, very fast. At the last 2 or 3 laps, my car, the tires wasn't enough grip. That's all for me.
Well, congratulations on a second place finish, my friend. Christian Vizcarra, a solid second place finish here in our opener at Sebring.
Okay, thank you very much.
Now we'll welcome in Tyler Campbell,
Hey, how's it going?
third place finisher.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you guys putting this on and for hosting a broadcast. Thank you.
Good stuff. Well, tell us about driving Sebring here at night.
Well, it was a really good time. I started from fifth, unfortunately spun on the first lap. So at the very beginning, I had every car except for 3 GT3s that I needed to pass. And so I just had to fight real hard to make sure that my pace was nice and consistent while staying quick. I did manage, I think, to post the fastest lap of the race, but really happy that I was able to fight back and somehow get a podium between all the mayhem that was happening out there. Everyone was fighting really hard to keep their places.
Well, tell us about your racing background, Tyler.
I have competed karting and before. Otherwise, my side job is as a race engineer for like Pro 3 and Spec E46 race cars, which are late model BMWs. So most of my experience is in building the setups and engineering for other drivers. But ever since sim racing has really become popular, I've had a chance to try my hand at it myself, and it's been a lot of fun getting to come to bear with some of these really complex machines.
Well, is there a lot of stuff that you can take from the real car over to here?
Yeah, definitely. There are a lot of, the principles, the vehicle dynamics of how dampers work and aerodynamics, and ultimately just the kind of the black magic nature of doing a setup, where as much as it is science, it's also a matter of perception and guesswork. And if you can understand how to make those guesses and then work within the system, then you can make something fairly good. And this is the first time I've driven the RSR in a couple seasons. So it was fun to get back to it and apply everything that I've learned since joining iRacing to it, and ended up giving myself a a really good setup, made me feel really comfortable and ready to go tooth and nail, try to make my way back up the grid.
Well, we'll see you again next Thursday night for some more action. Congratulations on a third place finish here in your LATAM GP debut, Tyler.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time, guys.
Moises Carabello joining us now. He was our GT3 winner.
Hello guys, how are you? Hello.
Sorry. That was a heck of a run. You won your class. Was that an expectation coming into this?
Yes, I think I got the car. I was just waiting the opportunity and I could finish the race in first place.
You had a big battle with Diaz going on there. That GTE car caught you right at the end. Did you let him go, or were you trying to hold that position for the overall 7th?
It's difficult when you fight with a car that is a class faster, but I was doing my job and I let him a little bit of space, not too much, but doing my job.
Well,
Doing
that
my race to
obviously
finish in the first place. I don't wanna put my first place in risk with that guy.
that obviously helped you out having that car between you two. Have you done any racing in the real world?
Yes, I did. I do drag racing.
Right on. Tell us more about that.
I was 2 times champion in my country, Dominican Republic, of drag racing.
Right on. What kind of cars?
I race Honda Civic
Excellent, excellent.
B20
Well,
B-Tech.
perfect. Well, a big win. Congratulations, Moisey, and we will see you next week for race number 2 of the series.
Thank you, guys. See you later.
Oh, welcome in Michael Diaz. You led for a long time, Michael. And then, first of all, we were watching it. It was just a heck of a battle for the win between you and Moises.
Yeah, man, Wishes has great pace. It was pretty close at the end. I thought maybe I could have got a run in the final two laps, but then that GTE came and put me off the track. So that was unfortunate.
Now we were watching that battle and we couldn't tell. We got a couple of different views of it. Was there contact or was it a net code deal? Because you guys were close, but I'm not sure.
Between me and Moises,
Between you and the GTE at the end.
it was contact on my end. I don't know if it was net code or not, but yeah, like I got the 4X and everything, and then sent me off the track. So far for me, it was contact. Maybe I'll watch the replay, and it was net code, but for now, it was definitely contact.
Well, tell us. I guess you got to be pleased with the second place finish here tonight on opening night.
Yeah, I got really lucky on opening on the first lap. There was a huge incident in front, and a couple guys went out. So I just took the other route to the hairpin, and I made it out safely. Other than then, otherwise, it was just catching up to the lead guys and trying to keep it on track.
Does it change anything racing here at night?
It's definitely a challenge. Some corners you can't really see well, especially in turn one, or especially for myself. I race in VR, so it's really dark in there. So yeah, like turn one and the hairpin kind of has its challenge.
Well, congratulations on a solid second place finish. I think you are going to be one of the guys to watch here going forward in the LATAM GP, and you should come out second in points heading to race number 2. Congratulations on a solid second place finish.
Yeah, thanks, man. Have a good night.
Well, that's Michael Diaz, second place finish in GT3. Now we'll welcome in a veteran from our spring series, David Sharp. Tell us about your evening, my friend.
I'd say this evening was really good, really, really good. I was really hoping to have a decent opening, something better than the spring series, and I'm very glad with what I was able to get. Sixth place finish, probably the best I've had in the spring series. So, in more ways than one, this feels like a continuation of the spring and just keeping at it.
How tough did you find it racing here at night?
Pretty tough at first. I'd say at the first few laps, I did my best just to stay relatively easy on the throttle, try to maneuver around as best I can, and then pick up afterwards. Then, pretty much after the pit stop, it's just mainly nursing the car home.
Now, How about next week? What are your thoughts on heading there?
Spa-Francorchamps, I mean, that's a really great racetrack to go to. And unfortunately, I won't be able to attend it this time around because I'm going to be doing my very own vacation for roller coaster enthusiasts. I'll be meeting with a lot of roller coaster enthusiasts up in Pennsylvania and just having a good time. So unfortunately, I won't be able to be at Spa, but I will be back for round 3 at the Red Bull Ring for sure.
Good stuff. Congratulations on a solid opening to the season, David. 6th place finish.
Thank you.
And we'll welcome in everybody's favorite crew chief to the stars, Donnie Hot Rod. Well, you spent more time in the pits than everybody, most people here tonight, and it cost you, but you finished this evening.
I had 6 minutes in the pits, which is a record for me at that track. So I'm happy to finish. I finished ahead of some of our teammates, Kevin and Ian, and I would have been all right if Kevin hadn't lost it going into the 5th turn there. But I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, you're a veteran of this spring series. The results haven't gone obviously as well as you wanted to. What keeps you coming out? How much fun do you have doing this and being with this group?
We are having a blast, and now that it's open setup, it's a little bit more so I can showcase some of my setup abilities. But it's everybody. It's Juan. It's you guys, David Sharp. I was just talking to him before he got pulled up. Kevin, Ian. You know, it's the socializing that we get to do, and everybody here, with exception of a couple of guys, are really clean racers, and it's fun to be able to come out here on a Thursday night and put on a show for everybody that's watching.
Donnie York, a solid 20th place finish here this.
Just kicks me out before he's even fucking done. I believe Jamie lost connection.
That does it. That does it here for us tonight.
Closing thoughts.
It was a good race.
Up from Florida again. Next, the battle for the Golden Waffle. We're heading to Belgium to Spa. Jamie Maudsley, on behalf of myself and my broadcast partner Jordan Maudsley, I'd like to show a big shout out to our producer Pueblo, who does an awesome job on those replays. Thanks again to everybody here at LATM for having us and for helping us put this show on, and to all our competitors. Hope you had a good evening, and to our fans, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and we'll see you next week in Europe.